Hello beautiful Leo, thank you so much for being here today. My name's Marie Rose and today we're here to bring you a message that they want to pass to you or they feel you need to know. There it is. And it wasn't slow, it came in quick. The sword, courage, conflict, determination. Leo, in the next week or two or in the next month, you're going to need to use a sword, so to speak. What does that mean? It means it's going to require you to have the courage, the strength and the determination to come up against anyone or anything that brings conflict into your life. It's like you're going to find something or someone here that's going to challenge you, or somebody here that it needs to be moved away from or cut out of your life. This is somebody who is a negative influence in your life, somebody who doesn't want the best for you, or somebody here who lives in conflict and chaos all the time. They may bring chaos and conflict into your life, and I don't feel here that you're going to deal with that very well, Leo. You're a fire sign. What it means here is that you will know exactly what you need to do and how far you need to move away from this situation or this person. This could be at work, it could be in the family, it could be in your relationship, it could be amongst friends. But somebody here is going to test your patience and test you and your strength. Let's see what we're talking about here for Leo, please. Leo, what are we talking about here for Leo? First card, the Moon. The Seven of Pentacles. Oh. The Temperance. Okay, so this is something it's not new. You know who this person is. You know who this person, they want to, the High Priestess and the Ten of Wands upside down. You know who this person is. And on the bottom we have the Ace of Wands, absolutely. Look, this is not going to stay the same way for very long. I feel here, Leo, that whoever this person is, whether this be somebody in the family, friends, at work, it's somebody that has tested your patience for quite some time. It has made you question yourself. They have made you question yourself. What they say and do has made you question yourself. You've had this thing of, I want to approach this person, but I know there'll be consequences with this. Whether this is, like I said, a boss at work or people that you work with, it could be a relationship or it could be family. But here it's like I've invested so much time and effort and energy into this project, into this person, into this relationship, into everything about us. And yet it's not what I'm getting back. I have contemplated letting go of this person in the past. I've contemplated letting go of this situation, this place or these people. I have weighed up all my pros and cons about why I should stay, why I should go. And this has had a huge impact on you financially and emotionally more than anything. And I feel here that somebody may have stayed in this situation to keep the peace. However, even though you wanted to keep the peace, even though you kept very quiet about how this person or situation made you feel, you now are not going to carry this burden anymore. You have made a promise to yourself that you're going to clean this up once and for all. That you're not going to allow this person, this situation, this place or these people or this relationship drain you anymore. It's like you've tried to help throughout. You've given, like I said, you've given your energy, your time, your efforts, and in the end, you end up carrying the whole burden of this conflict and chaos in your life. This is where you're saying enough is enough. I am going to do what I need to do, say what I need to say, destroy this relationship, destroy everything that I stood for but I'm going to be as true as I can to myself. I'm going to bring in what I have to bring in. I'm going to say how I feel, say what it does, say who this person, it's like you're going to open up and say how this person has hurt you, how this person has been mean, how their attitude is disgusting. Everything is going to be out in the open. Is it going to have consequences? Absolutely. But once it's out, it's said and it's done, you're going to feel the power back to you. And I feel here that this is what you've been holding off doing. However, they're going to take you to that point where you're just going to let it go. You're just going to tell people exactly what you feel. How's that going to impact you? You're going to get your power back, Leo. You're going to feel empowered again because you now can speak how you feel, what you've been thinking for so long but trying to hold the peace. Wow. This is a Leo you don't want to mess with because Leos are quite passive and quite pleasant and they want people to all get along. However, when you press the wrong button on a Leo, you better run because the explosion will be huge. What else do we have here for Leo? Thank you. The Two of Pentacles. Makes sense. The Page of Swords, look at that, sword and sword. And this is you holding that sword. That's not a mistake. There is a cut here. There is a movement here. The Nine of Cups. The Chariot. Yep. And the Strength card. This is your card. Look at that. With the Nine of Pentacles. Leo, if this is work and you are worried about finding another job, don't be. Because you're going to find another job without a doubt. And I feel here, the minute if this is work, the minute you make that decision to tear it all down and tell people exactly what you think and how you felt working there, how they made you feel, how they destroyed you inside, and yet they thought it was okay. The minute you do that and walk out that door saying, I don't need this place, I don't need your abuse, I don't need your discrimination anymore, the minute you do that, you're going to find your happiness. Because not only are you going to have the strength and the empowerment that you need, you're going to go in a new direction, finding a beautiful new job that is going to be not only happy out there, but more financial reward there. So it works, it's a win-win situation. A win because you're walking away from a place or people who have underestimated you, undermined you, and hurt you in many ways. So you will get that strength and the courage you have lost in the past to find something so much better elsewhere. For another Leo here, you've been contemplating, if this is family, you've been contemplating doing this for quite some time. And this has been something that you've been wondering, should I speak up? Should I say how I feel? Because I know there's going to be consequences when I do. The minute you decide that enough is enough and I am going to move away from these people, from this family situation, from this family dynamic, from this relationship that just destroys me inside, the minute you do that, your happiness is undescribable. It's like you're going to free yourself from this heaviness that you are carrying. Because don't forget, when we're upset, or especially when we're carrying a huge amount of pain within us, it starts to come out in our health. So you start to feel sick, you start to feel uneasy, you start to feel that you can't breathe, you can't move, the anxiety takes over. So it's like this is a win-win situation because not only will you get rid of what's been bothering you for quite some time but you've kept quiet, but it's also going to give you the leeway, the freedom to be what you want to be and say what you want to say. It's finding that courage and that strength to do that. I hope that makes sense, Leo. Lots of love and